So the server slam is still going, and I gotta say, Druid is a class that when I first played it, I really didn't like it. Back in the beta, I felt it was the weakest class that I played, and I kind of like realized though that I might have not played it perfectly. There was some stuff that I just really didn't focus on, and I gotta say, I'm glad that I gave Druid a second shot here in the server slam. We're pretty much following the same build that I recommended in the previous video. And so what we're doing is we have 2 points at Storm Strike. We've gone up and done Shred. We got these points here. We have +1 all defenses from an item, which is pretty nice. I have a point in Wolves, which I could probably just take out right now, and a point in Poison Creeper, and then 3 in Clarity. I'll throw this in Trample for now because it does a lot of damage. And this has been pretty freaking solid. Our gear is pretty bad. We have some legendaries, but most of these are just stuff that doesn't really work for us. We do have the ability to imprint, shred, and some other good aspects just from clearing dungeons that we've cleared out. So like the critical strikes of shred deal increased damage. This aspect of the protector we should probably go get. The Bloodhowl one is actually pretty good as well. And then this one as well. You can get all of those in Frozen Peaks. And the build is feeling pretty solid indeed. One thing that I was kind of surprised by is just how much damage Trample seems to do, and how much damage the active from Poison Creeper does. It just actually does quite a bit of work. And Shred itself kind of shreds up rares pretty hard. And so it was a really fun and enjoyable leveling experience for sure. I didn't feel like I would struggle at any point. And I kind of felt like once I got tools like my wolf pets, they were just helping me blast down elites quite a bit. I also like taking the Poison Creeper just for the AoE, and even the Trample feels pretty solid. It does quite a bit of damage. And so it's just felt pretty darn smooth. Probably one of the smoother leveling experiences I've had. Definitely better than the first time I did it. And so hopefully you give Druid another shot if it's a class that you've looked at in the past and you struggled with. Without a lot of legendary powers here in Act 1, it's definitely not as like awesome as it's going to be. But the really cool thing is if you go and look at all the legendary powers that come out of Skazglen, Skazglen's basically just Druid Wonderland, which is pretty fitting because that's like thematically where Druids are from. If you get those legendary powers from Skazglen, I'm gonna bet that you're really going to pop off. And so I'm pretty excited for Druids in general. I'm definitely going to be starting a Barbarian, but we have a Druid in our group. I have a strong feeling that they're going to be very, very strong once we get to Skazglen and get the other aspects. And really, Skazglen has a lot of great aspects that you really want to check out. And so it's going to be something where I think rushing through the campaign to get to the end as fast as possible is going to be really good. But there's definitely quite a few dungeons in Skazglen that you're going to want to do. And yeah, maybe I'll do a whole video of like what are some dungeons that are important to do along the way. I think Edgelord, whatever aspect is in Skazglen, and some of the other ones like you do more damage the more resource you have, stuff like that. But especially on the Lothric site, if you just put in the search Skazglen, you can see all the aspects that affect your particular class. As you can see, we do pretty decent damage. The AoE clear from dropping roots is pretty nice. The charge does decent damage, especially when you knock enemies into the wall and just crowd control them. Shred has really great damage to resource cost, and yeah, this has been pretty smooth. Another thing to note is that there is this Skinwalker aspect that you can get where you get healed based off of like when you shift in or out of a form, and that is just incredibly strong. So if you can find that, highly recommend you use that on your Druid. Now, one thing I've seen with some of my friends as we're going through and doing these dungeons is that there's these like kill box rooms here. Like this has a kill box here where you have to like sit here and kill a bunch of stuff. This doesn't give you any experience, and this doesn't drop any loot. And so as soon as this little wall goes down, you want to get the heck out of here. Also, notice how far I'm shredding, right? Shred goes so far. So the second that wall comes down, just immediately leave. Look how far that shred is. Like, whew. That first charge shred, I didn't think that was going to be that big of a deal, but yeah, it definitely feels really solid. Where is the next thing? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about just Druid and stuff in general in the comments. I'm going to show you guys what the boss DPS kind of looks like. It's definitely not all that amazing. You don't really have any legendary powers. But this is kind of like what you would expect if you got incredibly unlucky in the campaign and we're trying to push through. Like, I really just don't have any fancy farmed up gear. I don't have any legendary powers that help the DPS. So, yeah. Let's just go up here to the boss. I don't know if that'll come. Really, I should probably drop this for wolves, but it is what it is. As you can see, he's surviving pretty well. It's actually kind of funny because the dungeon I was initially going to record in, I did end up getting butchered once again, oddly enough. And he absolutely smacked me because I didn't have my shield, I didn't have a couple of things on the bar. I was using wolves and just really just going for all blasting damage. So I think having the earthen dwarf does help quite a bit in terms of survivability, being able to take some damage. But if you want to switch that out for wolves, definitely really, really good. I do think that getting like +1 defenses for Druid is very solid, as most of those skills are very good just in general to have, and to be able to switch over to that helps much. Big damage here. Yeah, like I said, this build's definitely not the highest DPS build in the game, but it does pretty good, and it's very survivable. I know people that have done a shovel with this, and, you know, they don't die. You get, like, every single time you hit with a shred, it hits 3 times, you get 1% health back, so just very healthy overall. But yeah, thank you much for watching the video. I'll check you in the next time. Peace!